What's up, Propelio audience? Corey Thompson, Roughneck Real Estate here. I brought my friend Taylor in. He came to our Tyler Mastermind. We're going to do some cold calling. We bought a really interesting deal last week. It's a land deal with some houses. I think I got the right picture emailed to Ryan Harper so we can put it on the screen and talk about how we're going to make $600,000 on that deal. Of course, we're going to do cold calling. It's the Roughneck to Real Estate live on Propelio. We'll be right back after this.
Propelio TV is sponsored by Noble Mortgage and Investments, Batch Skip Tracing, Think Multifamily, CreativeCashFlow.com, and Life and Air.
What's up, Taylor?
Just kicking it.
Just kicking it. Introduce yourself to the good people of Propelio. First time on TV with your clothes on.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. That is a fact.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
What do you do?
A little bit of anything I can. Been in commercial real estate. Just started an LLC, little construction company. Trying to get some stuff going. Trying to do some real estate.
Awesome.
Flipped a few trailers. Trying to do some more.
You were telling me a little about that. Dive into that a little bit. Where'd your trailer hustle come from? Was that inspired by Propelio? Was that inspired by Roughneck Real Estate? Where'd that come from?
A lot of that was Propelio inspired. I've been learning about other mobile home investing stuff kind of before, and then Propelio kind of really drove it home. So
kind of drove it home. That's good. That's good. Propelio starting a movement out here. So I'm happy to be a part of that. I'm happy to provide some knowledge. I deemed myself the MF for mobile homes a long time ago. Somebody called me that in one of the groups, and just kind of stuck. But now I get so many mobile home questions. It's like, when it comes to buying mobile homes, get that gold nugget button ready. Find out what it'll rent for, and base your offer off of that. Use the 2% rule or 3% rule, or just offer them $1. Like, people get so confused by it. Like, oh, today somebody was in the group saying somebody wanted $60,000 in the Roughneck Real Estate group. They wanted $60,000 for it. Did you see the post?
Yeah.
And I was like, slide me that number. And I'm going to check my DMs here in a second. And if that number's in there, we're going to call them and try to renegotiate that deal down. And we're going to use every bit of leverage that you have, your own perception of that mobile home that you feel like, what is it? Crystal meth and he lives there. Mm-hmm. It's bombed out. It's not a appreciating asset. It's a depreciating asset. Is the leverage in your negotiation against the seller? So that particular deal, if I'm negotiating that deal and they want $60,000, I'm hammering them that a bank isn't going to loan me money against it. Hey, bro, I understand you want 60. Give it to me on 180 equal payments. Pull out your calculator, divide 60,000 by 180. Say, hey, I'm going to pay this to you in this many payments. No money down. I pay the closing costs. Do we got a deal or not? Because you and I both know if the bank would loan money on this, you wouldn't need me to buy it. Mm-hmm. That's it. That's the negotiation, the whole deal. Rewind that later and come back to it. So, Taylor, where are you getting your mobile home leads from? You just driving around looking for them, or are you putting out bandit signs?
I've actually established a relationship with a park owner.
Ooh.
And so I've come up with a few leads there. Yeah.
Where's the park?
It's in Texas.
It's in Texas? Good. So what else? You just went into the park, said, hey, what's up? I want to buy some mobile homes. And what was their response?
Yeah, I mean, he met me that day and was like, yeah, I think old Bill is wanting to sell his trailer, and it was like he was wanting like $1,000 for it. I think
Awesome.
I got him down to like
500.
Yeah,
500. And then you had yourself a house
Mm-hmm.
that would probably rent for $500 a month.
Mm-hmm.
Like, you could walk with $500 a month for $500.
Mm-hmm.
That's pretty amazing. What'd you do from there? Because you got a construction background, so obviously you probably put some lipstick on it or did something.
Yeah, I did a little bit of stuff to it. It was an old, it was like a pre-HUD mobile home, so it had aluminum wiring in it.
Ooh.
Had some
2-inch walls.
Yeah, it had some sketchy things. It was like 14. No, maybe it was 12 wide.
No, I'm talking about the wall, like how they're not there, but they got 2x2s.
Yeah, no, it had the old 2x2s in there, but I mean, the whole mobile home was probably like 12 foot wide.
Oh yeah, 12 wide.
So like it was an old one, and so basically we just cleaned it out. I had a cleaning lady go in there and cleaning everything out, and cleaned the refrigerator up. The refrigerator looked great, smelled great, and I had to put skirting around it. I had to put a new deck with steps on it, and after that, then because it was so old and there was some issues with the panel box, I didn't want to finance that one out. But
no, you didn't. So what'd you end up getting for it?
$3,500.
Sounds like you made money. I mean, if you're doing all the work yourself,
I made some money on it.
That's really interesting because I would have never touched that deal. Just
Yeah.
after you said 500 for, I've got a bunch of old ones that I actually couldn't do anything with. I couldn't give them away.
Yeah.
So we drug them to a pasture behind my dad's house, and we told him, we're like, Dad, these totally won't be here very long. We'll find something to do with them. And I thank God he just like watches TV all day and doesn't go outside because they're still sitting there, and we're like, yeah, Dad, don't worry about that. Like, we'll get them eventually. So what we're going to do here, I've got a deal. I don't know if my dude, my Aggie friend, can put it up on the screen. I want to show this to you because this is a very, very interesting deal. This is as Groesbeck as you can get. Now, I don't know if y'all can see it, but I can see it, and it's sitting here in front of me. What we have here is basically plus or minus 15 acres of land. Where you see the 2.5 acres is a house. It's a 3-bed, 2-bath brick house, really nice inside. The little square that's cut out of the 1.75 acres is a duplex that we currently have listed, like it's going on MLS today for $185. The 1.75 acres is a farmhouse with a barn. We kind of redid this drawing a little bit because whenever I got out and really started exploring the land, I took my side-by-side out there. There's a spring that runs right through the middle of this place. So the 9.7 acres was originally going to be all commercial, but if you were going to do something with that commercially, you'd have to build it up so much, and it's got a spring running through the middle of it. So even though it's got that good,
Split.
663 foot of road frontage there, we just don't see the value in it as commercial. So what we're going to do is we're going to shift this model. So just imagine 1.75 acres going with the commercial building down on the highway, and then the rest of those acres, those 9.7 acres, staying with the farmhouse and the barn. So that's going to carry the majority of the value of the property, and we think we can get $350 for that. And then the little house on the corner, we're going to list for right at $100. So I don't know if anybody's got a calculator. Oh, and the commercial building with 1.75 acres, we're going to list it for probably $150. So does anybody have a calculator that can add that up for me at all? Like any of the viewers, anybody? I'm going to pull out mine. 150 plus 350 plus 100 plus 185 plus 250 is $1,035,000. $1,035,000. This property right here came off a bandit sign that we put out over Thanksgiving. The guy called. It was like when he told me everything that was there and he told me his price, I thought he was the police because he sold us this property for $350,000. Inherited property. They just didn't want to mess with it. Where they got their 350 number from, I have no earthly idea. They just said, hey, we want $350,000 for it. And so we bought it, and originally had some title issues because the little house up on the corner was a little messed up. We were gonna use a different hard money lender. We started sorting through those title issues, and then as soon as the title got clear, the sellers were like, "Hey, we got to close now." So we closed on it with some private capital that we had. So worked out pretty good for us. We're getting that listed, but I keep hearing these deals like this are unicorns. The problem is if somebody else would have went out there, I feel like 90% of DFW passes on this deal because they don't know they can take a pin out and draw a bunch of squares and just add value just like that. Because if you bought this as as like a commercial property based on an income basis or something of that nature, the numbers come way down on what it's worth.
Right.
But whenever you divide it up and chop it up into a property that end buyers are going to be the user of, the value just shoots up through the roof. I mean, even the little 1-1, has a ton of value. So I wanted to show that to y'all. That is something that, for those of y'all that haven't seen the Groesbeck Mastermind, this is a deal that we've done probably 5 or 6 times. My first property that I burnt down the house on, this is what I did with it. So you can take it off of the screen now. I wanted to get that out of the way right at the beginning, because I feel like that right there is something that most people don't have. I always talk about living in vision or circumstance, because Jimbo Fisher, you an Aggie fan? No.
I'm fairly new to Texas, so
Well, Texas Tech plays for the national championship tonight. That's why we don't have any viewers, because they're about to dominate on that. But Jimbo Fisher said in his opening press conference, "You live in vision or circumstance." As soon as I seen that deal, since I grew up in Groesbeck, I knew we could chop land up, because everybody does it all the time there. There are some legal things you have to be able to do. Sometimes you got to go before the commissioner's court. There's different things that you need to be aware of, but overall, you can do it without spending a lot of money. Yeah. So that's something I wanted to show y'all. How good are you on the phone, Taylor?
All right.
You think you're all right? You were calling park owners and asking them if they want to sell houses. Yeah, so if I Google up,
I've talked to lots of people on the phone.
Do what?
I've talked to lots of people on the phone.
Well,
I can give it a shot.
Okay, so let's we just got an offer. That's why I was like, I gotta extend my vote. Take it on this offer. Right. We just got an owner finance offer on one of our mobile home parks. My deal wouldn't go through. I actually have no cell service, so I don't know how we're going to cold call with no cell service. Do you have cell service?
I got one bar.
Well, let me airplane mode and turn my stuff back off and on. So what I've got here is I've got a bunch of Driving for Dollars leads, a bunch. Cool. Now, sometimes we call through those and we have moderate success, but we did a voicemail blast the other day to people that were going through divorce. And it came back really, 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 really angry. Really angry. And so for me, if I can find my app, I don't know where my CallRail app is. Hopefully I didn't delete it. Let me search, because I'm having trouble finding it. Anyways, here we are, the CallRail app. When you hear these voicemails, you're really, 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 really going to be like, man, I don't want to get on the phone right now. Uh-oh. All right, so here we go. Hold on. I want to get trying to pull up the right company. This is why I don't like CallRail from a user point of view. I'm gonna scroll back in time. We're gonna go try to listen to some of these voicemails, because they are absolutely the best thing you'll ever see in your entire lives. Dang, I can't find. I don't think I have access to it. Well, I wish I had Witherspoon here to clean it up. Let's go to break, and when we get back, I'll have figured this out, hopefully. If not, we don't have any data. We got break?
The Propelio Academy, an all-in-one education resource for training in wholesales, subject to wraps, short sales, flips, rentals, BRRRR, property management, and more. Go to propelio.com/academy to get your scholarship today. Propelio.com. What does Propelio offer? Lead generating websites, access to true MLS comps, off-market lead lists, and deal alerts. Get them all today at propelio.com.
So I'm currently trying to log back into my deal. Still don't have access to those companies. So since I don't have access to those companies, we're just going to go to the Driving for Dollars app. Basically, what we did the other day in class was we dropped a voicemail that said, hey, we heard you're going through some shit, might want to sell your house. Mm-hmm. And that little word right there, just throwing shit in the voicemail, like brought the beast out. It was, and so what was interesting is the people that were calling back that were really angry were never probably going to sell anyways, but they wanted to know, hey, what did you hear? Where did you hear it from? There was actually a bunch of people that we actually had good conversations with that were like, look, you're going to have to talk to my husband. He's in charge of that. I have nothing to do with it. The divorce leads are always a time vampire from like, you know, you're like like marriage counselor. You're having to dig up old stuff. The good thing about a divorce lead is sometimes both parties will just want to walk away. They don't want their ex to get any money. They just want to walk away for what's owed on the house and nobody get any money. That's why they're good. You don't want to waste a lot of time with them on the people that want to sell, because if you got a good realtor on your team, then there's a lot of listings that can come out of it. But other than that, it's few and far in between. A lot of people who are going through the big D, you know, they've only been married 3 or 4 years. They bought their house 2 years into being married, so they don't have a lot of equity anyways. Even if they did want to sell, most of the time they can't. So it's sub 2. If you're a sub 2 investor, there's a lot of value in divorces. Do you know much about Subject 2?
A fair bit.
Grant, teach me something. Every Wednesday here is the guy to reach out to about that. So we originally started doing it because 90% of the leads that we were dealing with that were going through foreclosure, all of the lists that we get from Propelio, the appointment of substitute trustee, when we were door knocking, it was 90% of the time it was because of divorce, and the rest of them were because of death. Every now and then it was because of job loss, but job loss was the least of the 3. Divorce was by far the number 1. So that's why we started marketing to divorce leads. We get those from ReboGateway.com. Ton of information. They don't do it for Tarrant County, but they do it for Dallas, Collin, Denton, and I think that's it. So there's all the information I can give you on that. What I'm going to do now is pull up my Driving for Dollars app. This is going to be really, 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 really funny, really hard. These leads are coming out of San Antonio. So I went into a neighborhood in San Antonio. We went into like a really small neighborhood in San Antonio, dropped a bunch of leads. This should be pretty interesting. Taylor, I'm going to dial you up a number right now. I'm just going to start at the top, and we're going to work our way down. These are the numbers that the Driving for Dollars app are providing. We haven't used Skip Genie or anything like that. So we'll see what you come up with. Again, these are pretty hard.
So do we know anything else about the house?
No, we don't know nothing.
They're just going through some stuff.
No. These aren't. These are just Driving for Dollars. So hey, I'll see if we get one person on the phone right quick. See what you go do with from there. Log into CallRail on Safari. We're going to do that here in 2 seconds. So I'm going to try to log into CallRail on Safari. Thank you, Jeremy Miller, for always keeping me in line. We will see if that does work. I want those voicemails. Jason and them are out right now. We bought a house in Stephenville. It's got bamboo completely in the yard. So I don't know what they're over there doing. They've got a tractor. They're trying to do it. We had a guy come out and bid it, and he said $4,000. And Jason Witherspoon said, "Not today. I'll pay myself $4,000." So he's out there chopping through like Indiana Jones, try to get into that backyard. We bought that from Matt Yancey. Bought his first wholesale deal. Super proud of that. Super proud that we were able to get that across the finish line for him. Stephenville isn't a market we've ever done anything in, never done nothing. But when you're getting something at $35,000, you know you can make money if you can do it. Uh-oh. That's it. Hold up.
I got a skid steer and a mulcher.
Do what? You think you can do it? You think you can get out there and make it happen? You want the job, in other words?
Let's yeah, we can probably work something out.
I mean, obviously you got our high bid. Our low bid's like $7 because that's all Jason will eat today is $7 worth of food. So I'm on here. It did not give me any more access. So I don't know why I don't have more access. But I can't see it's like one whole company's been deleted. And I'm sad about that. I have no idea what happened, but it's 100% gone. So thanks for that tip, Jeremy Miller. But it's like one whole company, GBT Antonio, has been deleted out of our database, which is really sad because we got a ton of great marketing on there. But Jason probably just limited my access to it because he probably didn't want me to come back here and give away all our leads cold calling. I have that habit. If we've learned anything from this, it's that if we get a good number that actually goes to voicemail.
Telephone number 4198.
Then call them twice. Call them twice. They sometimes answer on the second. So if you double dial, if you're cold calling and they don't answer, this is by far, if you don't have money, this is by far the cheapest way to navigate this business. I mean, of course, you can comb Craigslist, Facebook Marketplace. Those are both good, great, free resources, but everybody else that's sitting at home with their mom is also doing that. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. So if you want to beat the people out, get out in the neighborhood. Get out, drop pins, call the free data, or it's not free. I mean, you're paying for it every single month, but if you can only do $500 a month, you're gonna come into something like these are distressed looking houses. Every time somebody picks up, and like, hey, why would you think I want to sell? My line's always the same. Your house either looks like shit or it's the best house in the neighborhood. It's either the worst looking or best looking house.
Hello, we are not available now. Please leave your name.
Man, this guy is 91 years old. And I got that data from the app. So his call might get forwarded to Jesus. The cool thing about 91-year-olds is they always have a house phone. So you always... The bad thing is it takes them 47 minutes to walk across the house. So right now, I just got the vision of this old man making his way to like the rotary phone. It's got like the...
The person you have dialed.
He's got no caller ID, so he has no idea we called. Doesn't even know caller ID exists. The first divorce lead we ever landed was off of email that we sent to That's Them, that we got their information off of That's Them, a website that gives you free information, 100% free. I sent an email from my personal account and got a response. And
due to network difficulties, your call cannot be completed at this.
I think they're on to us. So we got any questions? Dang, man. Oh, Sonia. What's up, Sonia? On YouTube, we got Cody Creamer. Fight naked in the street. Cody was there. Cody was there whenever we were making cold calls, and I told him I would fight them naked in the street to buy their house, if that's what it would take. They were mad. mad. I'm sad. We don't even all those were on recording on CallRail because we were calling back through CallRail. So not only do we miss that now, we don't have those great calls.
Must be happy hour.
No, normally this.
Please leave your message.
I'll call that one back. Double dial. So on the double dial, I hope they pick up on the second time. Right now, everybody should be driving home.
Mm-hmm.
You'd think they'd be stuck in traffic.
Saying, who keeps calling me?
Who keeps calling me? Of course, I got a scammy looking number. There's 47 sevens in my number. When you call me, you just press 7 till I pick up. Your ex sounds like an asshole. Dusty, you were there. That did get said. Then I almost talked a girl into a date. We just shifted, went complete 180. I was like, well, hold up. What's your Facebook is? She's like, I don't feel comfortable giving it to you. Well, I know your name's Shelby, and you just told me your husband's name, so I've got the last name. Unless you got the old hyphen slash on your Facebook. Like, if Facebook stalking was an Olympic sport, I'd be a gold medalist.
You get good at it.
I mean, the saddest part about cold calling, nobody's answering.
Batting 0.
We bat 0 a lot. That's why I wanted to get into the.
No, I don't feel so bad though.
Why? Because you bat 0 a lot?
Half the ones that I call, I get that right there.
Dude, I tell you what, I know where we can get an answer. I'm going to shift it up. I'm going to go to Facebook Marketplace right now. Okay, so Facebook Marketplace. Oh, no. Where's it at? I just want the marketplace. I just want to be in the marketplace. There it is. And what I'm going to do is, for some reason I'm still in Phoenix, so I'm going to use my current location. I'm going to put it over Dallas-Fort Worth, hit apply, and now here's a $18,000 trailer house right here.
Sweet.
Like, just as soon as we pull it up. So, no.
I grew up in Arizona.
Do what?
I grew up in Arizona.
Did you?
Oh.
And now I'm going to go to message this guy. And I'm going to say, I'm just going to hit the is this available button.
You looking at the green one?
Yeah, I'm looking at the green one. Actually, and then I'm going to go to message on this. If I can get to this dude's profile, view profile, wherever it's at. Then I'm going to go to regular message him, and I'm going to hit the call button within Facebook Messenger. Oh, man. It won't let me call him. Go back to Marketplace. So this is what I do when I'm really, really bored. I go to Facebook Marketplace. Go to, right now we just happened upon a trailer for sale for $18,000. Maybe a deal, maybe not a deal. But this $700 house, and then there's a free one. There's literally a free house in Honey Grove. So, they'd have to pay me to take that one. I've actually bought a house in Honey Grove, so I'm not just being a hater. But I'll come to this rental right here, and when you look at it, the way that and it takes a long time in a place like Dallas, but this is listed by Zumper, so it's not really, you're not talking to anybody. Here's a house for $12,000. It's going to be an investor because that $12,000 is going to be down. Call me. But I'll just sit here and send messages. I cannot get the phone number. Hidden information. So they took the phone number out. But whenever I do that, what I'll do, I'll go through Facebook Marketplace and I'll send them my phone number and be like, call me. I go to the ones that are for rent and not by a property management company. Like they'll just be somebody trying to rent a house. And you can always tell, whenever you're looking at the ads, you can tell what it is. Okay. Cody Creamer just hooked me up. I'm about to call this. I think this is a duplex. So here we go. Cody with the assist from out far.
Duplex mobile home?
No, it's a duplex that Cody was called on the Driving for Dollars app. Set an appointment to go see it on Thursday.
It's me or you?
You. I think we need to call from your number. Because the reason they're totally not answering because they think I'm trying to sell them health insurance. Or I'm telling them their student loans overdue.
You have reached the voicemail box.
I'm just going to call them again. I'm going to hit them with the double dial. Guys, if you're watching, inbox me your dead leads. I want the ones that have been mean to you. I want the angry ones. I want the ones that you couldn't negotiate down. Inbox me your dead leads. If you got somebody that's being an asshole right now on the negotiating,
You have reached the voicemail box.
send them to me, and I'm going to call them and try to negotiate them down. All right. Got somebody got a response from the message there. Oh, here we go. Hello.
Hello, this is Taylor.
Bueno,
Hey, ¿cómo está?
bien, ¿quién habla?
Hey, ¿habla inglés o no?
No, poquito. ¿Qué pasa? ¿Quién es?
¿Tú tienes un casa por vender?
Oh, no, here's your number, man. Oh, no.
No?
No, here's your number.
Wrong number?
Uh-huh.
I have no idea what's going on.
Okay, bye.
I want to pay cash for your house. Cash.
No tiene casa por vender.
Oh, so you speak Spanish?
Poquito.
Damn.
I'm from Arizona. I work in construction. What do you expect? I'm a cowboy.
Damn. So y'all inbox me your dead leads. I want to call some of your dead leads and see if we can negotiate them up.
Preferably no Spanish.
Preferably no Spanish leads. I'm gonna go into my my Bandit Sign app, the Google Voice, wherever it's at, and call some of our own dead leads. Because at least we know those numbers. Google Voice, Google Maps. That's one bad thing about this. I got way too many apps. Way too many apps. Dang, I don't even have Google Voice anymore. I know I do. I just got a call off my money line on it. You got any dead leads?
I'm trying to think of dead ones that they've turned me down, or I talked to a guy the other day that he's got 5 acres in a mobile home. It's an old mobile home. Got it from a guy. He called one of my Bandit Signs and gave me this lead. But the guy wants $175,000 for 5 acres.
Well, let's call him. Let's negotiate. We'll get. This was a number that called me and hung up, and it was a Las Vegas number.
Yeah. Hello?
Hey, how's it going? My name's Taylor.
Hey, good.
Hey, y'all have a place for sale? A house?
No, I don't.
Okay, we got a call. I think from a sign or something on here. I think you guys might have a house for sale. Where do you
No.
live? What town what town you live in?
In Vegas.
Las Vegas.
Told you.
I'm gonna be, what area is this from?
Dallas.
Oh, okay. I'm gonna be there on the 12th.
Awesome.
I'm
What
gonna
brings you to
be in
town?
Dallas on the 12th and San Antonio.
What are you going to San Antonio for?
I'm going there on business. I'll be there for the 13th. I'll be there on the 13th, 14th, 15th, 16th. I'll be there until like the 16th. I think.
Awesome. Well, we had gotten a call from this number off a bandit sign that says we buy houses. So you don't know anybody that might be looking to sell, do you?
No.
It must have been one of those spoof callers. They always call in, trying to tell you you need to pay your student loan debt, even though I didn't even graduate high school.
I hate those. Oh, yeah. Yeah, and then the insurance, I think
Yep.
you just bought a car, and I never couldn't even buy a car.
I don't even own a car either. I drive a moped.
Yeah. No, I'm just saying, they say that they see, you just purchased a car, insurance. No, I didn't.
They want you to buy the extended warranty.
Yeah, so, the only thing I have bought over the last 2 years is a motor coach, but...
Dang.
But no, yeah, so...
Well,
I got a very good deal on it, so...
well, good. Bring it to Texas sometime.
But
We'll
no,
hang out.
I sent a couple of messages. Late last night to a number. I'll have to check this number and make sure that I didn't accidentally call or something. So.
Yeah, it came in last night, but I didn't think it was anything because it was a Vegas number. So, anyways, appreciate it.
You bet. All right. Have
Thank
a good
you.
one.
So this is my my Google Voice app, and basically what we're going to do now is we're going to go all the way back in time, and we're going to call a missed call from 2018. 90% of the time I don't call them back because it's an investor. It gives you the transcripted voicemail, so. And then when we get done with this, I'm going to call.
Hi, you reached voicemail of Shayla Dempsey. Please leave me your name and number, and I'll get back to you as soon as I can. Thanks. Have a
Shayla
great day.
Dempsey watches Propelio. I know Shayla. I seen her at Grubb's Burger Bar last time I was there.
Or press 1 for more options.
You're live on Propelio. Sup? Told you it'd be an investor. That's the only reason why they don't get called back. Now, this one did get called back. I don't know. I never know. I mean, these are old. These are from last year. Hello?
Hello?
Yes, ma'am. Do you have a house that you were looking to sell?
I'm sorry? Say that again?
Do you have a house that you were looking to sell?
Oh, no, I don't, sweetheart. But thank you, though.
Oh,
One of these days, maybe, but not just yet.
I'd seen that you had called me off a sign that says we buy houses.
I did. I was just checking to see what it would be. But I'm not interested right now.
Okay, I'll call you back in 6 more months and we'll check on it again.
All right. Yeah, I'm sure
Let me know.
Okay, thank you. Bye-bye.
Follow fortune's in the follow-up. All right, I got a dead lead.
Set a reminder for a year out.
The dead leads are coming in. Mr. Dooley told me to fuck off, but just wants a higher offer. All right, here we go, Mr. Dooley. But that, I don't know what did you offer to begin with? We don't have that address, but flying blind here.
We'll find out.
Thank you for calling that Magic Moment. I'm sorry we cannot come to the phone at this time. You leave your name, number,
Saying that
and a
Mr.
brief
Dooley
message,
eats
and
cigarettes.
we'll return your phone call as soon as possible. Thank you, and have a good day.
Mr. Dooley, I'm trying to make an offer on your house. Call me back, please, soon. I almost messed up and I ain't put my phone number on Propelio. Miss Anderson, this is somebody else. This is great. We are, the dead leads are coming in, but we don't have any information on Miss Anderson either, other than she wants to sell. Now, what if we set an appointment? We'll send it. This is your lead, so keep track of it. We're gonna set an appointment. We're not going to it though.
Your call has been forwarded.
Okay. Oh man, this is great. Dead leads. I got a whole Excel spreadsheet. Thank you, Jeremy Miller. Oh my gosh. Jeremy, where are the phone numbers at on this? Oh Lord, I need like
That's a buck, Jeremy.
that is crazy. I'm on. Oh, okay. She's like whenever somebody just sent me she said she's a dead. I thought she was saying she's dead. So this guy right here, this cat right here, this is all the way out in like North Carolina. He wants 80. We got to get him to 50. Can we do it? I need to pull my spoofing app up and just start calling from I'm gonna show y'all an app that I use. Now,
Hi, you've reached Marty Houston. I can't get to the phone.
we're about to negotiate this dude down to 50. Live on live. I'm gonna call him back 3 times because I know. I mean, like right now, he's probably mid-bite of pizza. You know, he's like they call him back a second time. It ain't that important. But the third time, he's gonna put his pizza down. Takes 3 phone calls to get somebody to put their pizza down. That's just some science that I made up. The worst part about doing this from your personal phone is later on, they call back. Mm-hmm. And you ain't got a clue why they're calling. Like earlier, whenever I first got here, I had the carpet lady. Yeah. I've got a guy that's actually installing ceiling fans. I got people that I actually need to talk to. Uh-oh. Work number. Okay. Call his work number.
Oh, this is a work number?
Yeah, everybody answers the work number.
Who am I asking for?
This is Marty. It's Marty. Got to get him to 50 from 80.
Your call is being forwarded to a Mitel voicemail system.
Marty Houston?
Is not.
Marty, I'm calling you again, sir. You're going to have to set the pizza down. Right now, he's on the East Coast, so it's an hour later there. It's almost 7. Come on, Marty. You know, you got 4 missed calls from me. Somebody might have lost a foot or something in a train accident, and they're trying to call you so you can get them to the hospital. You're just being rude, Marty. There's a footless man that got ran over by a train, bleeding to death, and you ain't answering your phone.
Hi, you've reached Marty Houston. I can't get to the phone right now, but if you would leave me your name, your number, and a brief message, I will return your call as soon as possible.
I'm just going to leave you
I
a message.
appreciate your call and look forward to talking to you soon.
At the tone, please record your voice message. When you are finished recording, you may hang up or press pound for more options.
Marty, I'm trying to pay you $50,000 for that house you got. Call me. I'm letting him know. Okay, we got another one in Virginia. This is Steven in Virginia. We're going to try to get Steven. He's at 120. We got to get him to 70. Got it, Taylor?
Got it.
We're going to call him 47 times, too. This is like Dooley Smoke. What we got going on over, man?
I'm not available. Call me later.
Sound like you drunk.
At the tone, please record your message. When you have finished recording, you may hang up or press 1 for more options.
I'm just calling to let you know Texas Tech's going to win tonight. And I'll pay you 70 cash for your house if they don't. I forgot. We got a Texas. I got another one right here. We got Bernice. Sonia, I don't know what this house is worth, so you're going to have to help me out. Blind offer? It's a lot out there.
15?
Yeah.
What do we know? Do we know that?
I don't know anything. I got an address, but I ain't going to say it.
Is it a mobile home or house or what?
Know nothing about it. I'm going in blind. If they do want to sell, give me your phone with the calculator pulled up. That way if they get to talking numbers.
You have reached the voicemail box of 6.
Double dial. This is a interesting calculator. Is this an iPhone?
Yeah. No, it's a better deal. It's got your history on there,
Oh, really?
and it keeps track right here of all your numbers.
Dang.
It's free.
Free calculator. That's because if I touch this ad, it's going to give your phone AIDS.
Yeah. Yeah, don't touch that.
If I touch this ad, you'll probably get a bill.
Yeah, don't touch that.
You have reached the voice.
All right, we're calling the second one.
It's Arizona right there.
Oh, yeah, this is Arizona. This is from Sonia Ray.
Yeah.
Thank you, Sonia Ray, for the dead leads. We're hammering them.
I grew up in Queen Creek.
Was there actual creek?
Yeah. There's no water in it.
Oh,
There's no water in Arizona, but
I didn't notice any when I was out there.
yeah, there's not much.
But it's like, I mean, out there, school ain't even out yet, I don't think.
Your call has.
I think they do year round. A lot of places out there.
It's not, I don't know, it's just early out there. Like it's like 3 o'clock, 3:30, 3:50.
Yeah.
They don't have any daylight savings time, so it might even be 2 something still. What time is it in Arizona?
William Nelson.
Yes, sir. My bad. I'm sorry. We understand you got a house you're looking to sell.
I believe you have a wrong number.
No, sir. I got an address right here. It's hold on. Let me pull it up. It's on 82nd Drive.
Nope.
Nada?
That's not me. I'm sorry.
Well, do you know anybody that's looking to sell?
Sorry.
Damn.
Dang, Arizona.
Wrong number. Okay. All right. This one. Hold on. Let me dial this out. It ain't giving me the ability to dial out of the message. My man here. Do what?
Where's that? Chandler.
Chandler.
I know Chandler.
Chandler. Let's read the story on it. House worth 360. Offer should be 275 to 280. Okay. Where? I don't know.
Thank you for calling the office of John Chandler at Chandler Search. I'm sorry I'm not able to take your call right now, but if you will leave your name, your phone number, and a brief message at the sound of the tone, I will get back with you at my earliest opportunity.
I don't know. I mean, y'all saw the double dial work earlier, didn't you? Like, we called that guy, he didn't answer. We called him back, he did answer, and then he didn't have a house to sell. The double dial is, I don't want to say it's lethal, but if you're sitting there doing this, you may as well call them back. This is a really slow way. Should you be able to use a Mojo dialer? I don't know. Everybody needs to drop in the comment section what dialer they use.
Thank you for calling the office.
So we're going to go to a break. Like, share, comment. If you do this, if you're not a Propelio customer, go sign up during this break right now, because I know that's what the commercial is going to tell you to do anyways. So I'm going to tell you to do it right now. Go get you a deal so we can keep doing this. If you've got any dead leads, send them to us. We're gonna dial them until we get somebody on the phone. Keep going. We'll be right back after this.
The Propelio Academy, an all-in-one education resource for training in wholesales, subject to wraps, short sales, flips, rentals, BRRRR, property management, and more. Go to propelio.com/academy to get your scholarship today. Propelio.com. What does Propelio offer? Lead generating websites, access to true MLS comps, off-market lead lists, and deal alerts. Get them all today at propelio.com.
We're back. We got a local lead right here. We're about to dial. I got to get a less scammy phone number. It's really holding me back in life. Like, it really, really hold me back in life. Like, they ain't even calling back. Like,
We're sorry, you have reached a number that has been disconnected.
y'all called this dude so much he changed his number. All right, hold on. Here's a new lead. It's 3 houses RV park. All right, cool. So let me see if I got this right. He's a real estate attorney. This.
Hello.
Yes, sir. I'm calling about your 3 houses in an RV park out on the East Coast.
Yeah.
Yes, sir. I was wondering if you might entertain a cash offer on it.
You got a dollar amount in mind?
Oh, I was thinking about $20,000 each.
Don't call me again with such a damn ridiculous offer.
What are you thinking?
I'm thinking a hell of a lot more than that. You and I aren't even. You're like talking kindergarten to high school.
What? I mean,
Are you for real?
that's the number I got in my head. But what are you thinking?
I would say $200,000 for the doggone property on Mitchell Trail, and the other property over there about 60.
Would you, if I do 260 for both of them, would you take 180 equal payments?
That would depend on how much you put down and how much the interest rate was.
What are you thinking there?
Oh, I haven't thought about it at all. What are you offering?
I could probably. I mean, my wife might get a little mad at me, but what if I could do 40,000 down and 6% interest? I mean, I got to be able to make money. I got to have a little bit left to change out hot water heaters and stuff like that.
Which properties are you talking about?
Both of them. The one on Mitchell, both of them. $260 for both your properties.
Well, I got more than 2 properties. Which both of the ones on Mitchell Trail?
Yes, sir.
And
Yes.
how many years?
15 would be fine.
So we're talking about the RV park and the cabins.
Yes, sir.
I would consider that.
Okay. Well, let me do this. I've done put the cart before a horse. You know who runs stuff in these relationships, but I've got to run this all by my old lady. So,
Believe me, I did too. I lost my wife in January.
I'm sorry to hear that.
And now the properties are mine. I was empowered to take care of everything on it before. It was mine. We divorced. We remarried. Blah blah blah. Now they're mine as deeded to me in the trust. And I haven't done a thing about transferring the titles yet, but everything's legal. They're mine.
Well, I hate to hear that. I hate to, I couldn't imagine, that. But anyways, it kind of throws me off a little bit whenever I have to talk about stuff like that.
Okay, now I'm entertaining. I'm entertaining. Well, I have an offering in the wings of a lady taking over leasing the cabin, the big cabin, and running the doggone RV park. So.
Well, let me see what I can work up and see if we can't make a deal. What do you have any kind of any idea what the NOI on that park is?
What the what?
The NOI, what kind of money it's making?
It's never been managed correctly, so I couldn't tell you that. It's even if I had a figure in my mind, it's never been adequately taken. It's never been adequately treated.
Okay. Well.
Now there are only 10 spots there, and there are horse stalls, and people. I'm not casting any reflections on anybody. And whatever her name is took care of it, and I didn't have any headaches that I had to deal with. But we didn't make any doggone money to speak of. She was leasing the cabin. We did get a lease on the cabin, and she ran the RV park, and she and her daughter bought a house in Columbia, South Carolina. So she left me in September of last year. Now,
okay.
Currently, Tory Barker I don't know if you know Tory Barker, do you?
No, sir.
Well, her father and our grandfather, I'm not sure which, Andy Barker farmed Love Valley. And anyway, she called me up and put forth an offer about people taking over the RV park. Now, I know they haven't done it yet, but they're on the verge of leasing the cabin and taking over the RV park management. Now, that being said, I can't give you any kind of evaluation that would be even fair to you or me about how much money that would generate.
Right.
Now, I'll tell you what my intent was that initially, those 10 spots are full hookups, and maybe one is not, but the one up on the hill may not be completely full hookup because you have to run the electric off the cabin on that one. But the rest of them all have sewage, and they have water, and they have electric.
Is it 30 or 50 amp?
There's a separate septic tank for the RV park, and there's a separate septic tank for the cabin.
Okay.
Now, there is no toilet in the little cabin. And it's upstairs. It's a one-bedroom upstairs and downstairs. Now, I set up the sewage to be pumped into underneath the big cabin and then go into that septic system that belongs to the big cabin. But I never put in a toilet, or I never put in any adequate reason to do that. But the doggone, I put in a pump if it's never got stolen there to do such thing. I just never did put in a toilet.
I got you. Well, what about the electrical? Is it 30 or 50 amp?
I haven't got. You mean on the campground?
Yes, sir.
I haven't got the slightest idea.
Okay.
Now, I would imagine. I would imagine it's 30. Now I don't know.
Okay. Well, I'll go check it out. Let me run some stuff by my old lady, and I'll get back with you.
Okay.
All right. Thank you, sir.
Good. What's your name again?
Corey Thompson.
Corey Thompson?
Yes, sir.
Where are you out of, Corey?
I'm out of Texas.
How did you find out about that property?
A friend of mine named Kelly sent it to me.
Okay. I just inherited it as of when I've been power of attorney to deal with it real estate there for years, and initially her and I owned it together, and we got divorced for monetary reasons. We never split up, and then January the 6th of last year, or the year before last, we remarried, and well, it didn't really mean anything. But she had a family trust, and she named me as the beneficiary for all of North Carolina properties, and I have my own. Well.
And you live in where do you live?
California.
Awesome. Well, I mean, if you got any that you really don't want to deal with or mess with, we could potentially buy them cash, or if you want to, own or finance them to us, that would sure help us out. I'm only 34. I've got a 5-year-old daughter, that I'm raising, and anyways, I'm just kind of trying to do it like y'all did it, build up a portfolio to be able to live out in my older days.
Well, Corey, let's do one deal at a time. I have 2 properties in Hidden Night. They're older homes. I've reconditioned them a couple of times. I don't know what the shape of one of them is. I had a tenant in there for long term, and I had an offer on that place, and it was into the final walkthrough, and the lady walked through, and it turns out that the guy was in there, and this is not my words. This is the prospective buyer. She did her walkthrough, and the guy was, in her evaluation, loop-legged drunk, and he scared the hell out of her, and she backed out of the deal. Now, consequently, this guy had never been late on his rent in about 8 years, maybe 9. And he never paid another dime's rent. And he's supposed to be out, but last time I heard, he is not out. And I'm probably going to have him. I have a guy that is supposed to be taking care of it, and he's capable, but he has sold his property, and he now lives up towards Jefferson. So it's a big deal for him to come down and get them.
What would you take for that one?
Well, I own that one and the one next to it.
Okay.
I'd probably take $120,000 for both of them.
What are they rent for right now? What was the guy paying?
One of them was $500, the other was $550.
Okay.
Now, I don't know what the shape of inside this. I did tell you that guy never paid another. He was never late until she did her walkthrough and scared the hell out of her, and she backed out. As soon as he found out that it was for sale, he never paid another dime's rent. And he's been there so long, so I didn't put him out in the winter.
Well, that's we do that sometimes too. A lot of times whenever we get to looking at it, it's hard to get them leased during the winter anyways. And then it's sitting there and might freeze up and bust a pipe or something. Just sometimes just better let them hang out for a little while.
We completely reconditioned that house when we bought it, and he was the first tenant and the only tenant.
What's the address on those?
681 Hiddenite Church Road and 685 Hiddenite Church Road. Now, a friend of his moved into 685 Hiddenite Church Road, and he's still there. And I believe he's current on his rent. I couldn't guarantee that. But I think this.
Well,
and then if you're serious about investing, one thing at a time, I don't know whether I want to get rid of this place or not. I have a little one-bedroom house. You know where? Do you have any idea where Riverwalk is?
no, not off the top of my head. I'm googling stuff as you're telling me, but
Well, this is a $500,000 up property. It's a closed property, Riverwalk. Riverwalk or River something or other, and it's listed in Stony Point. It's off of Stewart Rock Road.
okay.
And about a quarter of a mile, actually, I think it's 2.4 tenths to the entrance to this place. On Stewart Rock Road, I think the address is 241 Stewart Rock Road. There's a little one-bedroom house. Now, last time I saw it was renovated, this a couple years ago, and it was like a little dollhouse. Recent roof and all that crap. The value is not in the house. I have 1.9 acres of land, and it's on a well, and it is an own septic there, and it's zoned one residence every 0.6 of an acre, so it's zoned, and it's already zoned for that, so you could put 3 high-dollar houses there.
Could you run them all
And
off
at
the
least
same? Sorry. Go ahead.
And at least come out with one of them free and clear, and I figure 1.5.
Probably. Can you run them all off the same water well? Do you know that, or is that against the
Well,
rules?
now that would probably be another issue. The water is I don't know, not maybe a mile away on Sharon School Road, but there's some people. The guy built a house, a couple of lots, a new house, a couple of lots down towards Sharon School Road, and there are not a lot of houses on that side of the road between Sharon School Road and there. And there was talk about us running a water line down there and sharing the cost. Now, I don't know what that is, but that'd be if you're going to go high-dollar houses, you're going to have to do that.
Okay.
You know, there's just no ifs, ands, or buts about that. If you want to sell somebody, I'm looking into hundreds of thousands of dollars a piece for these houses. The neighborhood's good. It's pristine. It's just barely in Iredell County. Across the road is Taylor, or whatever the name of that county is. I don't know. I have property there, but I can't think of it.
Well, what would you take for that place?
Anyway, that's that house. Now, I just inherited that one too. Now that was the same situation as the others. I've been in charge of that house for years. She didn't even, and the rents are only like the rent is only like $400 a month, I believe. Maybe it's $450, but there's a single lady living there, and she's not really great about paying the rent, but eventually she does, and she's been there quite a while. But like I said, my intent was, I also have 24 acres of basically empty land, and it has not been cut. The trees have not been cut. I don't want to do that. Over on Berea Church, Quincy Road, I think the address there is 469, and that address might be wrong. Berea Church, Quincy Road, and that's outside of Hiddenite,
Okay.
North Carolina. Now, that 24 acres, the guy that took care of my property and everything, he used it for hunting, and he took care of it and kept everything on and watched my equipment and all, blah, blah, blah. I've got a lot of equipment sitting over there that is just deteriorating, and probably the rust is doing a good job on it.
What kind of equipment?
I got one of those big U-Haul trucks and I have a dump truck. They're old. The U-Haul truck isn't all that old, but it is old now. They stopped using diesels and they fixed it all up and sold it to you, I think, for, I don't know, $4,000 some odd dollars. I don't know. And anyway, then there's a dump truck there. I think it's a 93. I can't tell you what. I think it's Ford. And then that's it. I have a vintage 8-in Ford tractor, but I don't want to get rid of that.
What would you take for the dump truck?
Oh, hell, you'd have to go up and make it off.
Okay.
First thing you'd have to do is just get it running and check it out and see what you think.
Okay. What would you take for the 24 acres?
$10,000 an acre.
Okay.
Now, that being said, this is 24 acres plus or minus. It's like 23 and a third. There's the driveway that comes off of that is shared with the house next to it, and there's an easement there for them to do that. So, but you use the driveway and they use the driveway.
Okay.
But it comes up about 23 and a third, I believe.
What about the 1.9 acres? What do you think about? What would you take for it?
$60,000.
That ain't bad. Well, let me get over with my old lady and see what we can figure out.
Okay.
Because it sounds like you
I've
got.
got 6, maybe 7 pieces of property. Let's see. I got 2 houses there, 1 over there. I got I think I got 6 pieces of property. 3 of them from her, and 3 of them are mine.
Okay.
Well, they're all mine now, basically.
Yes, sir. What? Well, let me see if I can get my friend Kelly to run by there and and talk with my old lady and see if we can't plan a trip out there, and see if we can't come up with something that can work for both of us.
Okay. You're going to take me out of the damn North Carolina vicinity then, aren't you?
Well, maybe. If only if we can come to something that works for both of us. But
No, I'm just kidding. Just kidding. I need to go back there get bad. I need to go. When the cat's away at a mice will play, I haven't been back for a while, and I'm refurbishing a house and up on the hill in Salton City, and I'm pumping money into this like it's the money pit. It's almost finished, but it's not, and it's been keeping me busy and eating me alive. Consequently, and I'm also, this is more information than you need to know, but when my wife passed, she had a condominium down in Long Beach that's free and clear, valued about $250,000, and she had a house in La Sierra Heights and Riverside. It's somewhere between 400. In my opinion, I have not checked it out. It used to be worth $500,000. That probably took a dump, and it went down into the 300s. And I think it's worth about 400. Some guy jumped right on the bandwagon and offered me $275,000 without seeing the inside of it. Now, I'm the trustee of the trust, and she did not deed those properties to me. She did to her stepson, not her stepson, her real son is my stepson. And he's special needs. So, consequently, there's someone that manages his affairs, and it's a stepmother, and she's, I think, I shouldn't say this, but I'm going to call a spade a spade. She wants to get her grubby hands on the monetary value of those 2 houses. Now, I don't know what they're worth just off the top of my head, but it could be $750,000, but it's worth at least $600,000. And maybe $550,000. And I'm the trustee of this trust. And I know that sure is a burr in her saddle. That being said, my wife tried to throw them a bone to get them off of this, but she had a life insurance policy for her son for $50,000 outside of the trust. So I cannot manage that $50,000, and they got their hands on that, and they tried to get a special needs trust going on that. Whether they did or not, I don't want to know. But she said that their lawyer that they were setting this up with, wanted to see the original trust. Now, the amendments what named everything to me and all this control business, and we did that in like September of 7 months before she passed. Anyway, maybe June. I don't know. Anyway, the original trust was filed in 2002, and they wanted a copy of the original trust. And I said, I'm not giving any damn lawyer the copy of the original trust, period. The doggone beneficiaries are entitled by law to have a copy of the trust. And I said, I will present one to her son in person. And I said, what he does with it is none of my damn business. But I'm damn sure not going to give a copy of this trust to some attorney that I don't know, so they can come after me right away. They're going to have to earn it. By the way, I am a retired lawyer.
Oh, well, that helps a lot. I mean,
Not really. I forgot more than I knew.
Well, I would have probably turned it over to them, and then they would have had all the info. The good thing about a trust is a lot of people, it's hard to find out the information of it.
The only reason I didn't do this, it goes on beyond that. Or her nephew, her older sister's son, is extremely intelligent, and he was named on the original trust as being the number one trustee. Now, the second and third trustees, I don't know. One of them, I do know. I don't know what order. He was original, and then her younger sister, who was a colonel in the Air Force, and we call her Little General, she's extremely intelligent. She was one of either the second or the third in line on the 2002 trust, and she is now number two on this trust that I am the trustee of, and the guy that was the original, the nephew of the older sister, is third in line. So, that being said, Peggy wanted me to take over this trust because she didn't like the way her nephew was handling money that her sister, the older sister, was delving out from the estate that she had. She didn't like the way he was handling that money, and so she wanted me to take it over. And like a damn fool, I promised her I would. She was the light of my life. She was my soulmate. And I'll do what I promised to do if I can. But, if I'd been as smart as you think I might be, I would have did exactly what you said I should have done and let them take care of the damn trust. But apparently I'm not as smart as everybody thinks I am.
Well, do you think they'd want to get rid of those houses out in Cali? Because I've got a friend out there.
That'd be my decision, and I've already talked to, yeah. Now, I can't get it. It'd be a hell of a lot easier for me to sell them. But, I've had, like that guy that has called me several times with it, he wants to be given the opportunity to match anybody's offer. I know he's way undervalued.
Guys, keep the comments going. I got it muted.
Fees and everything. This is just walking away money. And of this money, I
this
haven't
is,
read the original trust. And I don't
the key
know
to
if
this
I get any
is
fees from this handling this
letting
trust
him talk.
or not. Everybody insists that
The more that he talks, the more info we get.
I never checked out the original trust to find out. The only part that I'm interested in is the amendment. But I'm going to have to someday read that trust. I have it. But that being said, I might get some fees as little as 6% and as much as 10% off of whatever. But it would sure be a hell of a lot easier for me to manage the money than it would be to manage and maintain the houses. I'm already having to make the house payments on the one in Riverside. There is no house payment on the other one. And it's got a tenant in there that's handling the maintenance fees. So I'm already having to pay the payments out of the trust in monies that he is not entitled to because it's not resolved yet.
Well,
he doesn't get any of the money out of the trust. the money that is divided in the trust, there was a life insurance policy that went in there, and then all of her monies that she had in the bank accounts, I got them. They were mine under pour over under the damned amendment, but I'm a careful person. I put it in trust till it's all resolved, and I don't have to worry about paying anybody anything. But that being said, there's 12 shares, 6 shares come to me, 3 shares go to the nephew, and 3 shares go to the younger sister, and the older sister don't get anything. She doesn't need it, but she doesn't.
Well, I've got to run. I appreciate your time, and we'll see what we can't figure out about this. There's a lot going on here, but we'll see what we can't figure out about it.
Okay, Corey, I don't know what kind of fix you're in, if you just invested, but I'm the guy.
Okay. Well, I'll get in touch with you as soon as we figure something out.
Okay.
All right. Thank you, sir. That's 26 minutes of me saying 7 words the whole time.
I didn't say anything.
The funny part about that was we made a offer that, Kelly gave us she's like, this is what I want to pay for it. He wanted to hang up on us right then. And we just continued the conversation. But the big thing about that is, y'all rewind that and watch it over and over again. Continue to comment. We'll answer your questions down the road. You've got to let them talk, and you just ask them enough questions to keep them talking. That, it went from real bad at the beginning to probably not going to go far to finding something to relate about. As soon as I brought up wife, which I normally don't do, I normally say old lady, I let it slip on wife, and his wife's dead. Now we got properties in California. We got 11 or more properties out in North Carolina, just all over the map. Mm-hmm. And we got there's a lot of motivation in there, a lot of things that whenever I hear it, I'm thinking, he said right there close to the end, it'd be easier for me to, he's making payments. It'd be easier for me to manage the money than it would be to manage the properties. There's a ton of motivation there. And now we have rapport where, he feels, if I show him I know what I'm doing, if I show him that I can close, if I show him that I have ability, he's ready to wash his hands of this. Probably not at the price that we need, but at some terms that we can make do with. I mean, if you can get an interest-only loan out of this deal, you're doing really well, So a lot going on there. Taylor, what do you think about this? What do you think about Propelio? Where can the people find you?
Man, they can reach out to me on Facebook.
You got a construction company you want to do some work?
Yeah, Cross Crown Construction, LLC.
Out of Springtown?
Based out of Springtown. I can go wherever you need me to go. DFW primarily, but man, Propelio's awesome. Get the list, follow up, keep calling, follow up again.
Yeah, and guys, we were this show was terrible at the beginning. It got really good when this guy picked up the phone. Yeah. But the trick to it is to stay consistent with it. Everybody that I've got several messages that people followed up. I'm gonna go ahead and do that on my own time. I'm going to call and try to negotiate y'all's deals down for you. I'll do it live in Roughneck Real Estate, the group. If you're not a pay-in member, if you're not subscribed to Propelio, please subscribe. All of this costs money. There's tons of people behind the cameras y'all don't see. This is how they pay their bills, just like we pay our bills out doing real estate. They put this on for y'all. Buy their product. Again, keep the comments flowing. We'll comment on it after it. Thanks for watching. We'll be back next week. I've been really short on time, really short on time. I'm going to have our voicemails fixed. So if they're still out there, if we didn't accidentally delete that entire company, which I hope we didn't, we're going to have some real good fireworks. If not, I'll fire off some more, and we'll be calling back the angriest people on earth. Angry. Next week on Propelio. I'll see y'all then.
Propelio TV is sponsored by Noble Mortgage and Investments, Batchkip Tracing, Think Multifamily, CreativeCashflow.com, and Life and Air.
Hey everybody, I'm Ryan with Propelio. If you like what you saw, please subscribe. Turn on those notifications and stick around for more. We have tons of content like this all over our channel. So if you want to learn more about real estate investing, stick around, watch Propelio TV, and we'll see you later.